All right, everybody, welcome back to part number 2 of our exploration into what I am calling the pure modern format. If you missed the first 4 rounds, the first half of the tournament, I will drop a link in the description down below so you guys can go ahead and check that out. And if you enjoyed the first 4 rounds of this tournament, you're going to really enjoy the next 4 rounds because there was a ton of exciting moments, lots of amazing things, and really just awesome stuff that happened within the back end of the tournament. For those of you, just to get a quick background, what we are playing today is Modern without Horizon Sets. It was a tournament that I recently held on my Twitch channel for Twitch subscribers, and I think that player count was 25 or 26. I can't remember the exact, but there will be a link in the description down below as well to the Melee. It was ran through MTG Melee, so I'll give you guys a link to the Melee page where you can find all the deck list and all of the players as well. So let's not make you wait any longer. Let's get into some games. All right, so we got a hand from Dingo here. Got Blackleaf's Cliffs, couple lands, couple Fatal Pushes, and his opponent is playing, I believe, Grixis Shadow. So this should be a very, very interesting matchup. Little Rakdos midrange versus Grixis Shadow. Got a Mishra's Bauble. A couple of baubles. Yeah, Dingo loves his promos. So yeah, what we have here is a little Rakdos midrange. Take a look at Dingo's deck so we can just kind of give you an idea of what's going on here. We have... I'll run over this real quick. We have Kroxa, Fable the Mirrorbreaker, Shieldred, Dark Confidant, 4 Bolts, 4 Terminates, 4 Fatal Pushes, 4 Inquisitions, a couple Thoughtseizes, a couple Blood Moons, 1 Kolaghan's Command, 1 Hidetsugu Consumes All, 3 Liliana the Veil, 1 Last Hope, 23 lands, and then we'll get into the sideboard later. But basically just like Rakdos, you know, yeah, scamless scam, I guess is the best way to put it. Can we not watch Dingo's side? I don't know which cards he has in his hand. You're not playing Dingo. Oh, you wanted to watch Amalgam side. No, this is the easiest way to do it. I'm lazy, okay? It's hard enough to do screen share through Discord. This is the easiest way to do it. Oh, he has all weird promos. I gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of hard to know what's in his hand. What are these cards? What's up, Alana? What are these cards in Dingo's hand? Looks like we have a Gurmag Angler. Fatal Push does not do the job against Gurmag Angler, and this Blood Moon, not very great when you're behind on board. Really looking for... I mean, I guess he needs to find, like, Veil plus land or Terminate. There are 4 copies of Terminate, so something that Dingo's definitely looking for. And 2 cards in Amalgam's Graveyard. So we have Push for Shredder, Push for Shadow. I guess you probably take the Stubborn Denial, I think? It's pretty close, though. Like, I don't think we want to take the second Angler, but, I mean, honestly, Amalgam's not even that far off of the second Angler, so pretty rough spot here for Dingo. You still have to worry about the Kroxa, too. This is a rough hand. Missing land drops, too. Fetching basic island with Kroxa in the yard. Well, the thing is, they have deck lists, right? They know that they know what each other's playing. Like the deck lists are public, so they know about the Blood Moons. Nobody played Etron Bellata. Kind of surprised. What's Pure Modern again? Pure Modern is Modern without Horizon Sets. That's the simplest way I can put it. Banlist is the same, just Modern without the Horizon Sets. There is somebody 4-0 with Amulet. So we're going to go push the Shredder. That's going to get... Oh, no, we took the stub. Okay. All right, well, if you find a Terminate... Nobody's playing Death and Taxes. There's the Terminate. You got to main phase it. You know there's no stub now, so... but I guess the issue is now there's a second Angler which can be cast. So right now we know about Angler, Drown, Shadow, right? Angler, Drown, Shadow, one unknown. So, I mean, you're probably just going to go... Probably go Angler, leave the Croaks in the graveyard, I would assume. Yeah, Terminate was in Alara Reborn. I'm pretty sure that all reprints from Modern Horizons were new to the format. I think so. I believe that is the case, yeah. Except fetches, yeah. I don't think there was any reprint in Modern Horizons that wasn't already legal. Alright, so we got Liliana uptick on the Angler. Takes a little bit of pressure off of us, but still kind of at a rough spot. I guess the good news for Dingo is that the Shadow still can't be cast. Even if a fetch land is found, that only puts Amalgam to 13. So still wouldn't be able to cast the Shadow. We're going after Liliana, which does make sense. But, you know, Liliana's buying Dingo a little bit of time, so can't be too upset with that. Another Shredder, which we can take care of with the Fatal Push. Or the Bolt. Bloodstained Mire. So I guess you go uptick on the Angler. Probably want to bolt the Shadow now. Oh, right, we have a Kroxa. Okay, I forgot we had a Kroxa. Alright, this isn't too bad. Assuming there's no Fatal Push. The Shadow player plays Scourge of the Skyclaves are still bad even in Pure Modern. The Shadow players are not playing Scourge. I mean, I think that card is a little bit more playable, absence the presence of Solitude, but it's kind of a greedy Shredder. Yeah, going shields down on Drown. Agreed. Well, actually, no, right? Because you can't drown the Croaks anyways. But I guess you could drown a Terminate or something. Yeah, I mean, if there's no Fatal Push, Amalgam might be in a bad spot because, like, you have an answer for the Shredder. You can't drown the Kroxa. Oh, wait! Did Amalgam not see the line? You could have went Thought Scour your opponent and then drowned the Kroxa, right? Because we know they have Drown. Is that a bad line or no? I feel like that's maybe not a terrible line. Fable. Oh, this is so awkward. Oh, no, it's not. You can just bolt the 1-3 and then push the 2-4, right? I guess you can go to attacks first. You can go Liliana uptick on the Angler and then shove with the Kroxa. Targeting the 1-3, interesting. Why would we target the 1-3? Don't we just want to kill both? I mean, you could also go push the 2-4, upkeep both the 1-2, right? No, nobody played Hammer. Nobody played Hammer. You can actually find the deck list to this link right here. This melee link that I'm going to post in chat as soon as I copy it. You can actually go to the deck lists are public, so you can actually see all the deck lists. I remember people did play Hammer pre-MH1. Or, excuse me, pre-MH2. I think that was when CrusherBot, like, first started playing it. People thought it was kind of a meme, but... Yeah, I think we were supposed to go Thought Scour, Dingo, and then drown the Kroxa. True Fatal Push. Hashtag never punished. You probably want to bolt the Shredder now, in case there's a sorcery speed card that triggers the Shredder. Like, you don't want to give Amalgam another Shredder trigger.
Going upstairs with the Angler. I mean, I guess that makes sense with Dingo on 11. Okay, so we can bolt the Shredder. So we need to find... Oh, we know the last card's Drown, right? Oh, I wonder. I think Dingo might have messed up there. I think you're supposed to just untap. Because, okay, right? Do we still know about the Drown? I can't remember. Because I thought there was still a Drown that we knew about. Because if that's the case, what you could have done, if you drew Liliana the Veil, you could have went play Liliana before playing the Bolt, so there's only 2 cards in your graveyard. Right? Okay, I guess you're going to do it this way. You can mill and then play the Kroxa. Because then you get around the Drown that way. Chat, am I missing something? There's still a Drown in Amalgam's hand, right? I think there was. I don't think we've cast it yet. Well, you don't want to rebuy the Kroxa. You just want to cast it, right? Yeah. So you're not going to get the Kroxa. Wait. We're getting the Kroxa back? Why are we doing this? Why don't we just get the... What? I'm confused. Why didn't we just flash back the Kroxa? Oh, right. We did the last card with Shadow. Right. The last card was Shadow. Okay. Yeah. Not killing Lily. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with not killing Lily. And I really wonder if Dingo was supposed to just play the Kroxa there. Because I think we knew that the last card was Shadow, right? I forgot about that, but I think now that it's played, unless it was connived a while ago, but it's been a really sweet game so far. They had to removal either way, but this means you're dead to drown instead of just a push. Yeah. I'm wondering if maybe Dingo was worried about the last card being a push. Maybe that's why you wanted to just play the Kroxa to get the push out of the hand and just hope to fade. Probably want to discard both of these, right? Really looking for a Terminator or a Lily. I think? I guess you could maybe... We kept the Blood Moon. I guess keeping the Blood Moon keeps Amalgam off of Kroxa because there's only one basic swamp. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So we just have to fade Fatal Push. Yeah, we just gotta fade Fatal Push. Alright, alright, alright. Actually, because the angle's a 3-4, so we don't even die to Fatal Push. Right, we go to 2. Yeah, because the Liliana. Okay, alright, alright. So I mean, at this point, no attacks. What a draw step, too. That's a sick one. Dingo, I don't know. I feel like maybe that last turn we're supposed to just escape Kroxa, but it was pretty close. I think Dingo played the rest of this. I think Dingo played this game very, very well. That was maybe more of a judgment call than anything, but Dingo played this game very well. He probably just terminate main phase, right? Player on stub. Might as well play the Blood Moon too. Cut Amalgam off Kroxa. Yeah, I think that Amalgam was definitely supposed to kill the Liliana that turn. Where you just go Thought Scour, mill Dingo, drown the Kroxa, kill Liliana. I think this game would have looked a lot different if that happened. Because that was the turn where Dingo had no cards in his graveyard, had the Kroxa in play, and then Amalgam led on Thought Scour. So if you just go Thought Scour, Dingo, then there's 2 cards in the graveyard, you just drown the Kroxa, then kill the Liliana. I think that would have been a much, much better line. But, I don't know. It's close. I love Dingo's sideboard. We have the main deck Shieldreds. We have an Olivia Voldaren, 2 Grim Lavamancers. Like, this is the most 2015 deck that I've ever seen, with the exception of those heinous full arts. But you know, we don't talk about those. Dingo couldn't have escaped. I thought he had enough. I thought he had exactly enough that turn. Because there was a fetch land too, right? Was that the turn before he found the fetch land? Maybe it was the turn before he found the fetch line. I can't remember. Cutting Shieldred. I guess it's just too slow. Bad against push. He had exactly enough Gazillion minus. Okay, yeah, I thought he had enough. I could have sworn he had enough. Oh, sure. Okay, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. I gotcha. Cutting the Inquisition's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's like I kind of want to keep in these Thoughtseizes because I don't know, we have 4 Terminates for Angler plus Liliana, so 0-2 into 3-2. Let's go. Are your breakers gonna hold? Your breakers probably aren't that good though, Eggy. How's the Eggy Benny breakers holding up? Let's look at Eggy Benny. Breakers are kind of sketchy. Kind of sketchy, yeah. Kind of sketchy breakers, but there's hope. There's hope for the Teamer Delver. If it really does, then Croxus further away from being escaped. Yeah, sure, that's fair. Oh yeah, because if the Liliana died, then there's less cards in the graveyard. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Fran. I gotcha. Yeah, not killing that Liliana was probably what lost Amalgam that game. Latsies take Fable. Okay. 2 cards including 1 push is better than 1 card including push or drown. Yeah, sure. That's fair. Dingo's hand is good. Maybe a little weak to Gurmag Angler, but Leja Shredder. Is this literally a Pioneer deck with Bolt? No, there's just Terminates. There's Terminates. What else we got? There's Dark Confidant. 4 Confidant, 4 Bolt, 4 Terminate. 4 Inquisition, 2 Blood Moon. There's a lot of non-Pioneer cards. They kept Caesars in. See, it's interesting because I feel like Dingo having a lot more 3-drops maybe justifies keeping in some number of Thoughtseizes, because there's a lot more like high value targets for Thoughtseize. I know traditionally Thoughtseize is not great at a mid-range mirror, but if you look at it from like deck to deck perspective, the only thing that like Dingo really ever wants to Thoughtseize, outside of like the only card that's not a 1-for-1, I think, in Amalgam's entire deck is Expressive Iteration. Whereas like if you look at Dingo's deck is full of 2-for-1s. So I think you could justify it a little bit more in Amalgam's deck, but it's kind of close. 5-0 North Lagos. Nice, nice, nice. So Amulet beat... What was the other... The other 4-0 was Eric, right? Playing Shadow? Yeah, Eric was playing Shadow, so... Dave Miguel, thank you for the 3 months. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm having a lot of fun today, so... One versus Shadow with Calling Garden only? Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to our only undefeated player who is in the chat, North Lagos. Let's get some poggers in the chat for North Lagos. 5-0 with Amulet, locking in that 1 seed. Yeah, we are cutting the top 8. Alright, let's see if Joldred is good enough for Pure Modern. Good old Joldred. We're gonna, after this match, I want to go over some deck lists, because we haven't actually had the time to do that yet. God, I forgot to do the prediction again. I keep forgetting. What's the ban list? Same ban list for Modern, just without Horizon sets. Could someone explain Joel to me? It's just Joel. Drown in the luck on Roberto. All right, somebody, chat, remind me when top 8 starts. Remind me to do predictions, because we're going to do predictions for all the top 8. I just keep forgetting. Yeah, Joel Larson. Liliana the Veil's a hell of a draw step. That's probably one of Dingo's better draw steps. That is quite good here. Oh no, we're double queuing. Oh no, chat. No, Horizons cards. I can't take it. All right, we're just gonna do this then. We're gonna go here. I do want to watch the rest of the match, but if he's gonna be double queuing, then I'm good. We can't see Horizons cards. Ah, it hurts my eyes. He's playing the wrong Lily art. Nah, he's playing the correct Lily art, I guess. Yeah, not Ragavan. No, I can't. You can't unsee it. Oh man. Probably rename the tournament Liliana's Revenge. Yeah. We this is an anti-Ragavan stream. Yeah, Dingo's got the blinkiest starts, I agree. The good news is both players have no cards in hand, so it's like, without hand cams, it's, you know. I mean, obviously you can, like, see what they draw, but most of the time they're just going to play what they draw. Kaido is an interesting draw step. Cannot block the, Oh, the Hive actually died. Okay. Jabber! No, your breakers were terrible, Giggy. Jabber, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, buddy. Hope you had an excellent time playing some Pure Modern. I got to watch a couple of your matches. I got to watch you Snapcaster Mage of Sphinx's Revelation. I got to watch you win with 8 seconds on your clock, so that was some exhilarating games from one George Jabor. Thank you for the raid, buddy. Appreciate you. See? That's what I'm saying. I think this format's awesome. I think this format's great. I will very likely end up doing another one of these. I think it's been going pretty well. Has anybody not had a good time today? Maybe Tater Tot playing Boggles, but... Oh, I always forget to put this up. I keep forgetting to put that thing up. I feel like there are broken decks that people still aren't playing. Right, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like, the first tournament's just going to be a lot... Like, it's one of those things where if you do one tournament of this format a month, people are just going to play the decks they want to play, but if you make it a competitive format, you know, people are going to find the best deck or the most broken deck, you know? And that's just going to happen with any competitive format, right? You know what I mean? Jabber, thank you so much for the 3 months, buddy. Much appreciated. Thank you. Glad you had a good time. Ban Martyr of Sands. Hashtag ban Martyr. Is Liliult good here? Probably not, right? We're just gonna get him with this den. And we have Liliana to, like, protect us from any removal spell drawn, so... Do you think if Pure Modern was official, you could like this more than Pioneer? I think so. It's different, right? It's one of those things where you kind of have to see, like, if you make it an official format and you give people more time to build decks and stuff like that, you know, maybe people come up with, like, more broken decks. But, all right, there you go. Dingo, I believe, should be locked for top 8. Hey, you ready, chat? We have a top 8. We have a top 8. All right, our first match is going to be Green White Company versus Humans. Second, let me just set everything up here. All right, let's go. Players may begin. Top 8's on time, so I need to start a round timer. All right, let's go. I missed this up. Tortured Sword, thank you so much for the 20 months. Much appreciated. I would love to sign your Doom Lake Giants. Thank you for the 20 months, buddy. All right, what do we got? We have a hand from Bailey, our green-white player. No one drop. We do have Devoted Druid Vizier, so we'll have to see if Humans player has potentially a Reflector Mage or Meddling Mage to break that up. We have a Kitesail Freebooter for the Collected Company, which we were kind of far away from anyways. Yeah, I would imagine we're just going to go for a turn 2 Devoted Druid and hope that there is no Reflector Mage, Copium. But Jacob does have a decent number of ways to break this up. There's Reflector Mage, there's Meddling Mage. I guess other than that, it's really it, though, right? I think other than that, that's pretty much it. Does have the Reflector Mage. What's up, Rob? So, decent start from Newspaper, but not the fastest. You know, there's no Aether Vial, no Noble Hierarch, so skipping a turn 1 and then going 1-2 into 2-3, not the fastest clock, so you know, the Green BCS does have a lot of time to recover here, and we're actually going to go for a Skyclave? Guess, yeah, you want to... Okay, Skyclave the Freebooter, which sets up Coco next turn. Yeah, good play. I like that. What's up, Daniel? So the combo wins. Basically, there is Walking Ballista. So the idea is you get to infinite mana with Devoted Druid plus Vizier, and then you either have Ballista or you have Duskwatch Recruiter, which you can get every creature in your deck and eventually find the Ballista. Noble Hierarch. So we can go Druid Hierarch here. Sets us up for... Actually, this is really good, because even if there's another Reflector Mage from Newspaper, we still have the ability to cast Coco. So... I didn't do a prediction. You forgot to tell me, chat. All right, we're doing a prediction now. I know we're a little bit into the match, but it's fine. You just have a slight advantage on the prediction. It's all good. I forgot. Part of that was me. Prediction's live now, though, so... That's one fine-looking shirt. You wouldn't happen to have got it from Coalesce Apparel, did you? Well, as a matter of fact, random guy, thank you for asking. I did. And if you want to get a shirt just like this, or many more of their excellent lineup, head over to coalesceapparel.shop, use promo code DOOMLAKE at checkout. There you go. A little bit of plug action. All right, so we did have a Reflector Mage for the Devoted Druid. Where's the poll? I just made the prediction. It's up. Prediction is live. Well, I did not expect somebody to go all in on Coco, given this board state. Alright, not what I expected, but... He's playing Postmortem Lunge. Bailey, I don't believe, is playing Postmortem Lunge. Take a look at the deck list here. Yeah, no Postmortem Lunge. It's just 4 companies, 4 chords. Alright, we don't need the run timer. Untimed runs in top 8, so... Well, MTGO clocks, but... Yeah, 4 Kitchen Finks. I'm assuming you played against him, Corey. Guess you're playing Burn. Sounds like you got paired against 4 Kitchen Finks with your Lava Spike deck. Alright, so holding up the Coco. It's gonna have to be a pretty good Coco, though. Facing down 2 Reflector Mages, which are kind of hard to block. I mean, if we just hit a couple of Finks... Here's the problem, though. Bailey has 2 Finks in his hand, so it's like, you're pretty unlikely to hit a Finks off of this Coco, so... Ewit in the Druid. Image copy Rider. Okay, we're gonna respond and try to hit a Skyclave to kill the Rider. Which still kind of puts you in a rough spot. Because even if you find Skyclave to hit the Rider, you still have to chump block with the other Skyclave, which you did find it, but now you can just get, now you can Reflector the Vizier. Right, you just go copy Reflector, bounce Vizier. Still kind of in a rough spot. I guess it's better to copy the Skyclave, right? I think. Not sure. I guess, I don't know, it's kind of close. I guess copying Reflector Mage means that he can't replay the Vizier next turn, so it's probably just better. If your Addis hit Skyclave, should have done it after it enters. Why is that? Oh, because you could just kill the you can kill the Magus Rider anyways if he copies it. Sure. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess you wanted to make it so there were no Mantis Riders, right? Because if you let it resolve and only kill a Rider, you still have the problem of the other Rider. Whereas, like, now there's no Mantis Rider, so that's the difference, but still in a bad spot versus, like, at 5 life, you know, with 3 2/3s and a bunch of 2/2s, it's just, it doesn't line up that well here. I think you probably have to take this double block here. It's not great for Bailey, but I agree. I think you have to. You can't just go to 1. Drew Viserysir. Okay, so you can play Kitchen Finks, go up to 5. Finks can trade for a Reflector. Or I guess Finks trades for the token instead, probably. I wonder if you're thinking about, like, can you survive if you play the Devoted Druid? No, you can't. Oh, actually, if Newspaper has nothing, if you go Devoted Druid pass, you can chump block with Skyclave Hierarch, take 2, go to 1. Right? Yeah, if we were able to play this Viserysir as a chump blocker, maybe that would be a better line, but I still think you're maybe supposed to do that. You just kind of have to hope that Newspaper has nothing here. I mean, didn't play a land last turn, so likely has spells, but it's kind of tough. Pure Modern is Modern without Horizon sets. Same ban list. Ewit Land Druid. Well, the problem with Ewit Land Druid is you have to fetch to go to 2, which means the Reflector Mage is now lethal. That's the issue. Play draw based on seeding. Yes, it should be. I forgot to mention that. Shit, I didn't mention that. I should have mentioned that. That was my bad. I just assume... I forget that Magic Online doesn't do that. That was my bad. I'll make an announcement. That was my fault. I did not properly convey that. That one's on me. It's Hogak banned twice, yeah. Hogak double banned. So we decided to go with the Finks. So we can trade here and go to 1. Finks comes back, go back up to 3. Druid plus remedies. Druid Coco. So now if you go Druid Vizier... No, if you Druid Vizier, you just die to Kitesail with the 2 Hierarchs, right? So you can't do that. So you just have to play... You have to play the Finks, right? You don't have a choice. Like, honestly, your best bet is probably to Coco and hit exactly Fink's Druid. I think that's your only way out of this. Right? Just pass. That's probably what I would do. I think that's your only out. I think you have to gamble here. I think playing Finks is just not a winning line. Well, I mean, yeah, like you can play Finks and not die, but is that a winning line? Like, I just don't really think that's a winning line. I think you just play Coco. I think you just have to YOLO Coco here. Like, you have to hit exactly Druid Finks, but last turn needed the Druid plus Remedies. He couldn't because the Remedies was Reflected, so he couldn't play Vizier last turn. It was not a legal play. It would have been a lot better if it wasn't Reflected, but Alright, so play the Finks, go to 5. Now the Freebooter can attack for 3. Probably nothing else probably attacks, I would imagine. So Freebooter attacks for 3, and you're just like kind of in the same spot. That's kind of why I wanted to play the Coco this turn. It's just like you're buying yourself a turn, but you're not advancing your board state in terms of like trying to set up the combo. So Finks into untap Black Source. Well, the issue is there's no basic swamp. The only untapped Black Source is Shocklands, I believe. I don't think there's a basic swamp. Let me double check. If we take a look at Bailey's deck list, where is Bailey's deck list? Oh, I lied. There is a basic swamp. Okay, so Black Fetchland isn't out here. That is not a Black Fetchland. Okay. Chose the Viscera Seer. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Because that was probably Bailey's only out. Okay, makes sense. The Township. No, not the Township. Although the Viscera Seer was cut off anyways, so. Alright, so how do we get out of this? You have to Coco into... It's the same line, right? Coco into Fink's Druid. I believe there's only one copy of Viscera Seer. 2 Viscera Seers. Okay, so we have one more Viscera Seer. So I guess at that point you just fire up the Coco now. Yeah, there's two Viscera Seers. Okay, so Coco into Vizier Viscera Seer. Say that 10 times fast. Vizier Seer. Vizier Seer. Vizier Seer. Vizier Seer. Alright, I'm done. I mean, I guess you could hit a Finks to not die too, right? Skyclave also could help, yeah. If you wait to their attack, you get Skyclave for Expert instead of Finks. Yeah, that's true too, because now if you hit Skyclave, you just buy yourself a turn. Hit Finks Bird, which is actually pretty good. Because now you've effectively gained 3 turns, right? Because you're at 4, so you can take a hit and you have a blocker. That was actually not bad. A blocker and a Finks is good. I think you probably want to... it's tough, though. Do you want to chump block while you still can? You have infinite life next turn? How? Chat, there's a Meddling Mage on Viscera Seer. Meddling Mage on Viscera Seer. Does decide to take it, and that's good if you draw Skyclave, because you can go Skyclave Mage, play Vizier, play Seer. Found a Bird, which, not bad, because we can chump block, so we can just go... We can actually just Coco here, right? You're gonna... Okay, we're gonna E with the Skyclave. Ooh, the question is... Okay, targeting Skyclave. I think you still just go Bird Druid here. Or actually... Wait, what am I missing? This line puts you dead to Reflector, right? Oh, we're gonna kill this. Okay, never mind. We're killing the Skyclave. I don't know if I like this more than just playing the bird, right? Because if you just go bird pass, you have 2 flying blockers, and then next turn you can just go Skyclave the Mage, play Seer, play Vizier, right? Township wins the long game, which is another reason I like having 2 flying blockers. Like, you just lose to Mantis Rider now, right? I'll have to rewatch this stream to later see if Dredge got featured. I didn't put it in, like, the main feature match, but we did watch Dredge a couple of times. Honestly, Tessie, most of the times that I came in to watch Dredge, it was just Dredge, like, having 12 power in play and the game was over. So we didn't get to see it too much. It kind of just won the game pretty quickly. Other line loses to Reflector? No, because you have 2 birds back, right? Newspaper's not on Malcontents now. Sure, another bird. Or no, that was the same bird. Wasn't you had to Rider anyways? No, because I'm saying if you played second bird, you have 2 flying blockers. I guess if he draws Rider, you have to chump block with both birds, which still kind of puts you in a bad spot. But I mean, now you're just like winning a long game, right? Timeout a non-mod 5 minutes. Oh, you hate to see it. It's not personal, Tessie. Well, it's personal if you're Freedy, but hold on, let me time out real quick. All right, I love you, Tessie. Young Dingo, thank you so much for the raid. I'm guessing that means you lost, Sag, but thank you for the raid, buddy. Hope you had an excellent time playing some Pure Modern. I got to watch one of your matches. It was a lot of fun. I hope you had a great time, and welcome, everybody. You can see the top 8 of the first ever Pure Modern tournament. I've been having a blast today. It's been so much fun. So we're attacking with Reflectors, which we can just block with Finks, right? Chump block one with Finks, maybe chump block the other one with Witness. Or, yeah, I guess you can start double blocking. That's fine. Yeah, it's Modern without Horizons. Some whiskey for the top 4. There you go. Oh, wait, did you... Oh, that's the person... Okay, that's why you timed out Tessie, because they beat Dingo. I see. Okay, that's why you redeemed a timeout on Tessie. I see now. I see. This is just lethal, right? Oh, I guess we don't have a payoff, but... Not regging for a ley line. Yeah, gotta reg for a ley line. There was 2 dredge decks. Both. I don't think both of them made top 8, right? I think it was just Tessie. I believe it was just Tessie. Okay, so one of the dredge decks made top 8. 2 of the 3 shadow decks did. Infinite life. How do we have infinite life? We still can't cast this Viscerus here. I don't think we have infinite life, right? Have I missed anything? This is game number 1. So you see the game count? This is the game count. So this is game number 1. No, IDs were not allowed. I don't like allowing IDs in small tournaments like this. Township equals W? Is it lethal? I don't think it's lethal, right? Yes, King Smudge, I've answered your question. This is game 1 of the quarterfinals. Right. Like, I mean, at this point, Bailey just, like... Bailey can't lose the long game. You just have infinite things activations, so... Oh, you're good, Smudge. You're good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, at this point, concession from newspaper makes sense, because you can just... basically infinite activations of things. You just go activate Township, put counters on them, block with them, so on and so forth. So, game number 1 goes to our Green-White Company player. Game number 2, let's see what we are working with. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Here it is. There it is. Alright, we didn't miss much. We got a land and a champion, and a land and a hierarch. So what do you got here? We have a couple lands that damn Viscerus here again. Coco Core, Devoted Druid Path. Okay, pretty decent hand for BCS here. If I use my Prime sub, does it allow me to enter the next one, or is it paid subs only? No, it's just being subbed. No specification. I don't know exactly when I'm going to have the Prime one, the next one, but I will have another one, because this was a lot of fun. Slater, thank you for the 25 months. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, we picked up a land here for Bailey. So we're going to play Devoted Druid and likely hold up Path, which plays around Meddling Mage and stuff like that. So, doesn't play around Reflector Mage, but... Tried to request it off work, but sadly denied. That's alright. We'll get the next one. We'll get the next one. Yeah, I definitely want to do another one. This was just so much fun. I've had an absolute blast today. Yeah, Modern without Horizon sets. Or that counters part of the combos. I don't think there's... Is there Blood Artist? I don't remember seeing Blood Artist. Yeah, there's no Blood Artist. This is pretty much just mostly all in on the Vizier Devoted Druid stuff. I mean, obviously there's the Vizier... There's two combos, Vizier Devoted Druid and Vizier, Viscera Seer, and Finks. Those are two combos. Pathier. Dismember on Druid. Yeah, I think you probably have to Path, because you want to set up the Coco for next turn. Like, you're just too far behind. You have to Path here. Which member? Dat member. Seeing a Cryptic on Thragi is enough to make any format be amazing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you watch any of George Jabor's matchup, who was live streaming the tournament, by the way, before he rated me very, very graciously, Jabber was playing Blue-White Control, as Jabber does, and I watched him a couple of times. I watched him Cryptic Command to counter a Thragtusk. I watched him Snapcaster Mage a Sphinx's Revelation after the first Revelation was cast for 6, and then he Snap Revved for 4. And I was just like, alright, yeah. Just, Jabber doing Jabber things. Just standard Jabber things, Revelation over Memory Deluge. Yeah, I know, that was kind of interesting. How did Hoogland finish in the final standings? DNP did not participate. So things are looking a little rough for our Coco player. Now, that being said, if there's Coco into potentially multiple Skyclaves... Yeah, so smart from Bailey. We're going to block and then Coco, because if we just Coco into the combo, we can just take 6 and go to 1. So very, very heads-up play from Bailey. Let's see what we get. Roll the dice. Drum roll, please. Drum roll? Not exactly. That was obviously the downside of not Cocoing first, because you could have just Cocoed and then block with the Finks. Playing, it's really tough, right? You have to, kind of think about what you can hit there. Oh, we just have the Viscera Seer. Never mind. I forgot we had the Seer. There you go. Look at that. Green, white, Coco on to the top 4. Chat, here we go. Semifinals. This is already better than Mox Overlay. I mean, we only have one player. I think what I'm going to try to do for the next event is try to have both players. I just, I couldn't really think of a good way to set it up. It's really hard, because you either have to have 2 separate instances of Discord running, or you have to put both people in the same call and have them both share, which, gets kind of awkward, so, I don't know. I'll figure something out for the next time. I would like to have the coverage a little bit better, but, I mean, this is better than nothing, It's better than nothing. Sure, it's Abzan Coco. Well, I mean, it is, but the only black card's Viscera Seer, I guess it is Abzan Coco, but sure. the basic island. It's weird because, yes, I agree with you, but, like, I don't know, it's kind of sketchy against Blood Moon to not play it. Maybe it's just something you kind of have to accept. Like, if you get Blood Moon, you get Blood Moon. I don't know, but the basic island is obviously kind of awkward with Kroxa, for sure. Alright, we got a Devoted Druid. So for our Shadow player, we have a couple of stubs here. Stub, not the best in this matchup, but it is good against like a turn 4 Coco. Okay, so I wonder... Wonder if you're supposed to iteration there. Iteration push. Because, like, if you iteration push, I wonder what you're worried about. Because there's not enough mana to cast the Coco. I think you just try to have counter magic and Thoughtseize for Moon. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Which you have a lot of, right? You have the Thoughtseizes, you have a lot of stubs and drowns and that kind of stuff, so. Yeah, and then for the drown here, can't drown the Finks because there's only 2 cards in the graveyard. We're going to fire off an iteration. And we do have the stub available for a potential company next turn. Pretty good for Leche. And perfect. Can fire off a Thoughtseize, still hold up the stub. Love to see that. Probably don't need the extra stub. Yeah, like that. Makes sense. Can't quite get a look at... Oh, actually I can. I can look at there. Alright, we're looking at Vizier, Skyclave, Devoted Druid Company, and Chord. That is what we are looking at, chat. Vizier, Skyclave, Devoted Druid Company, Chord. I wonder if you just take the Skyclave. I know that the Skyclave can't be cast right now, but it's probably the card that you care the most about, I think. Because you can't stub it this turn. Because, like, if you don't take Skyclave and a white source is drawn, it's kind of awkward. So I kind of like taking Skyclave, which Leche agrees. Only downside is just telegraph the stub. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Like, we're kind of just playing the stub face up at this point. But, I mean, you know, Bailey's probably going to play around it anyways. To the extent that he can play around it, he's going to assume that there is a stub in hand regardless of whether one gets discarded. Attack here from the Finks, which, given how much we shocked, maybe that could get us somewhere, but it's one of those things where, like, the Shredder is so good because it plays offense and also plays defense very well, too. So, you know, if Leche is ever in a spot where they need to hold back the Shredder, they can easily just do that. So we're going to lead on Drown, and then I'm assuming, yeah, Thought Scour, hold up the stub. So, oh god, do you discard the iteration? Oh, man. Ah, oh, this is so tough. Yeah, it does discard the iteration, because you... Okay, well, if you just draw an iteration, then who cares, you know? But yeah, you want to be able to go Shadow with stub up, so... Why did he not lead iteration? I don't know. I guess you could have gone, like, iteration, drown, hold up stub. Maybe that would have been better. It's kind of close. Yeah, this version does not have Postmortem Lunge, worth noting. Which I thought was interesting. I wonder if it's just worth playing Lunge. I guess if you're playing Coco, you have a limited number of spots to play non-creature spells, so you gotta be a little bit careful with that. Take me back to this modern, you know? Take me back to this modern. Hate the shadow attack. Yeah, especially in the face of the township, right? I mean, I guess you're baiting the push. Because, like, if you expect your opponent to not have push, maybe you know what I mean? So it's like, in Bailey's eyes, maybe the attack is fine. I mean, I guess you're kind of maybe telegraphing push by the attack, right? And also the awkward part about the attack is it like forces you to cast the push when you just don't. You're not like you maybe just don't have to cast the push, right? You can just hold on to it. Whereas now you kind of force yourself to cast it, and there's still the township which gets the Finks back. So I don't know. Interesting attack for sure. If Shadow stayed back next turn was lethal, yeah, that's also true. Because if you just hold the Shadow back, then you can't gain life off the Finks. So yeah, the Shadow attack is maybe a little interesting. It just gave Bailey another draw step. Is it worth milling them for 2 here since we have a full yard and they're a toolbox deck? I mean, maybe. Because, like, I guess you have enough fuel in the graveyard for Kroxa. So I guess you maybe could mill them. It's kind of close. Yeah, so now we're going to go Kroxa, hold up Stub. Final land, nothing much there. I mean, theoretically, if BCS has 2 Cocos, you go play Coco, get the first one stubbed. Let's see if we activate the Township here. Does the Township activation buy us an extra turn? Because you take 1, go to 6. Finks comes back, you go to 8. Take 5 down to 3. Nah, I guess it doesn't buy you another turn. Why not hold land and connive away? I mean, playing lands is interesting with Iteration, which I guess we only have 1 copy of left, but... Because, like, theoretically, you could Iteration into Kroxa, hold up, drown. Maybe that's the only consideration, but maybe that's just too much. Going a little too deep there. So I guess Bailey is considering activating this Township. If he's thinking, that means probably has a Cord or a Coco. Well, we actually know what's in the hand. We know that there's something, right? We know about both Cord and Coco. So I guess you're trying to figure out which one you want to get stubbed. Probably just get the Cord stubbed, right? You just go Cord for 2. Cord for 2, get stubbed. Because if you don't stub the Cord, then you just get Vizier and the Finks comes back, right? What determines 3rd place? Breakers, but it also doesn't matter because 3rd and 4th are the same prize, so. Yeah, you go Cord here, bait the stub, untap, slam Coco. Now the question is, do you have a way to lethal with just Coco on this board, right? It's also really awkward if BCS's last card is a land, then you have to discard the Coco. And also you get a look at a stub here. Oh my god! Alright, well now there's no outs. Oh boy! The Shadow deck, huh? This Shadow deck discarded the Coco. Which means last card's probably a land. Last card was another Coco? Oh my god! Yeah, Shadow is kind of messed up in this format. Holy crap, those draws, man. Woo! Alright, that was game 1, going to our Shadow player. Alright, so what do we got here from the Shadow player? We got a couple of pushes, explosives, a Shredder on 2. This is a pretty good hand for Shadow. Yeah, okay, we didn't talk about the sideboards too much, but yes, Bailey does have 3 copies of Veil of Summer, which is a massive, massive help in this matchup. So if we just want to take a quick glance at the sideboards, BCS gets to bring in, probably not the Scullers, but 3 copies of Veil and potentially 3 copies of Path to Exile. And then for the Shadow player, they are gaining, most likely, I would assume, 2 Aether Gust for companies, 1 Terminate, and 3 Engineered Explosives. That's a lot. Okay. Surprised they play Scour over Consider. Even with Gurmag Angler, I think I lean more towards Scour, but I think it's close. Because, like, you really want to have those fast Anglers. Alright, so we see a turn 2 Shredder from Shadow, and we got a turn 2 Recruiter. See if we got maybe a Skyclave Apparition. Does not look like it. Fetching a Forest. I know what that means. Anybody have any ideas, chat? There is one card in BCS's sideboard, a Singleton, that is a Chord of Calling target. And if we take a look at the Grixis Shadow deck list, I don't know that there's that many bolts. There's only one copy of Bolt to be able to answer a Magus. So, I mean, the Bolt is in hand, so I guess never mind, but... yeah, it's in hand, never mind. Alright, Thoughtseize, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Or maybe we're getting stubbed, or veiled. We're going to Chord for 1. Okay, Chord for 1. Probably just getting... Maybe getting Viscera Seer? Okay, yeah, Viscera Seer. Makes sense. And Thoughtseize reveals... Oh! Thoughtseize reveals the Magus of the Moon along with a Kitchen Finks and an Overgrown Tomb. And we don't care about this Magus at all. So, yeah, Magus of the Moon and Overgrown Tomb in BCS's hand. Well, I beat Shadow with Prowess. Shredder is kind of a problem. Probably wouldn't register Prowess. What if he just played Shredder in the Prowess deck? Is that cap? And we got a Shadow here, along with a Connive trigger. I mean, I guess the bright side is that there's no third land here, but Bailey's hand is just terrible. Activate Recruiter. Okay. Reveals a Bird of Paradise. Could be worse. Really needs to find a copy of Collected Company, though, which we know as it stands, we know the Coco is good, because there's no stub here. A little bit of Clouds for A-Russ. I want to play Shredder Iteration, but have good mana and not, yeah, and not deal yourself infinite damage. Yeah, like the thing that I think about Prowess is I think the Prowess core is good, like Shredder Iteration, Bolt, maybe Stormwing Entity, Manamorphose, the Prowess creatures. But you're right, it's without Lava Dart, you're much more of a mid-range deck. You can't close games as quickly. So if you just kind of play kind of like a bigger Prowess deck, right? You know? So your threat base at that point is probably maybe you just play the 8 Prowess creatures and 4 Shredders, stop there, and then just play like cantrips, bolts, Manamorphoses, because Manamorphose is also really good with Shredder, right? Right, you just wouldn't play the Stormwings at that point, you know? Alright, Skyclave for the Shredder. Good play here for Bailey. We have the Magus. We know that that's not good because there's a Bolt in hand. Unfortunate for Bailey, but... Drew a Drown. Now, I guess the good news is there's still no lands here for Spicy. So maybe BCS can tread enough water to kind of get towards some of the more powerful plays, like maybe draws a Collected Company. I mean, it has Duskwatch going too, so that's decent. Could like Duskwatch and maybe try to find some gas, maybe another Skyclave Apparition. Oh yeah, the third path Iconoclast too. You could be like a blue-red Pyromancer deck. Nice Sprite Dragon. Maybe play a couple Sprite Dragons. Maybe like 3. 15 creatures total. I can see that. Finks is not bad. Finks gives us a lot of time against this Gurmag Angler. Thoughtseize here. Probably going to start with that. Try and snipe a Collected Company. Let's see what we're looking at here. We're looking at a Veil of Summer and a Noble Hierarch. Took the Veil. Okay. Yeah, no Ren or Fury. That's a good point. Yeah, with no Ren or Fury, the Sprite Dragon plan probably gets a lot better. Because you don't have to worry about them running your Sprite Dragon onto. Yeah, that's true. If they had Coco, they would have cast it for sure. So we're going to try and trade for a Shadow. We're going to end up at 4 if we do this, right? Take 8, go to 2. Finks comes back up to 4. With the Hierarch in hand... Kind of a tough spot. There's also a third Shadow, which makes this kind of tough. BCS definitely needs to find a Coco here. It all starts with Coco. It all starts with Coco. Yes, we are going to trade, and then I would imagine a Shadow is going to get cast post-combat here. So yeah, needs to find a Coco. Skyclave isn't horrible. Even if he breaks, he can still activate Duskwatch. This looks like maybe a Duskwatch activation. It is. So we bricked, revealed Skyclave. Okay, Skyclave takes care of the Shadow. Can maybe do a little bit of chump block duty here. We're still in it. We're still in it. I was wondering, what do you think about, like, Twiddlestorm? I wonder how good Twiddlestorm is. Probably not great against Shadow is the issue. Breach with Iconoclast? Yeah, that sounds kind of sick. Somebody did play Creativity. They played Creativity Velomachus turns. Which, Mana Symbol probably enjoys that deck. I don't know how they finished. Yes, there were two Amulet decks. 2 or 3. I can't remember. 2 or 3. Oh yeah, the Velomachus deck top-8, didn't it? I think it did. Or did it? No, it didn't, I don't think. I'm looking at the deck list now. No, Velomachus did not top 8. I think it was... Yeah, it got 10th. Got 10th place. Yeah, if you guys want to take a look at the deck lists, they are all here, and the deck lists are all public, so you can take a look at every single one of the deck lists that people played in today's event. Maybe get some ideas for yourself for the next upcoming one. I don't have an exact date of when, but I will certainly do another one, because this was a lot of fun, and I had an absolute blast doing this, so definitely not going to be the last Pure Modern tournament. Spicy played Lure. Alright, what did I miss? We blocked with some Skyclaves. Flipping the Recruiter is actually kind of unfortunate. Because the awkward part about upkeep activating is, like, you don't know if you're going to draw Coco or not. Oh. Does that get us anywhere? Probably not. Oh, this is nice. We can double spell to flip the Horde back. Excuse me, the Recruiter. And then we can activate the Recruiter on Spicy's turn. Ark Lee, thank you for the 8 gifted subs. That is very, very generous of you. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Is that our sub goal? Thank you so, so much for the 8 gifted subs. That is a 12-hour stream. If you got gifted a sub from Ark Lee, be sure to thank them in chat. And if you didn't, please type Joel. Thank you very, very much for the 8 gifted subs there. Thank you for the support. And that is our sub goal, chat. You know what that means? 12-hour stream time. Probably going to have to be after Atlanta, though. What we'll probably do is a debrief of Atlanta, and we'll have like a big stream. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you. Atlanta live stream? I don't know if I could do that. I don't know about all that stuff, but all right, we have a stub left over. 12-hour stream today? No, it's not going to be today. I got some stuff to do. I actually have to travel to a lot of game stores because I need to find a specific card. I can't tell you what it is, but I need to find a specific card from the new set. And the store that I went to last night did not have it, so. How's the other match going? Actually, no. I don't think they've reported it yet. Oh, Dredge already won. All right, we got Dredge in the finals. Kind of not surprised. Kind of not surprised we have Dredge in the finals. Yeah, that seemed like a rough matchup for Shadow. Children forgot their relics today. I mean, there was a lot of people who showed up with ley lines, so. Alright, taking one. One life. But yeah, with the stub, it's like... Stub plus fetch, which turns off Coco. This was a really good game, though. Bailey fought pretty hard this game, but there you go. All right, chat, we have our finals. Let's go ahead and pay out the prediction. Are good to go. Finals, chat. Finals. All right, who do we got? All right, so this is Shadow on the play. Just got to change this real quick because this is game numero uno. All right, all the marbles. Thoughtseize, what are we looking at? Take a look at the hand. We have Cathartic, Creeping Chill, Otherworldly Gaze, Silver Smoke, Thrilling Discovery, and 2 lands. Seems like a pretty easy Cathartic, I'm assuming. Yeah, pretty easy Cathartic here. So now we can take a look at Tezzy's hand. Spirebluff Canal has entered the battlefield. All right, song request from Quaito. I don't know if we're going to have time to get to this, though. This is not a song request. I can skip this one. Or it was, wasn't it? Okay, I screwed this up. Add to queue. Was that a song request? I can't remember. I'm so confused. Was that Icy Wolves? All right, I'm just gonna refund you, Quaito. We're gonna do it next stream, okay? I'm gonna refund you because I want to focus on this. If you're cool with that, I'll refund you after. Don't worry. Just remind me. All right, so we got a turn to Shredder with a Bauble. Otherworldly Gaze did not hit a Dredger, which is obviously worth noting. Gonna upkeep this Bauble. I will get to this one though. This one we can get to. I'm just gonna refund. Just gonna refund Quaito real quick here. Let's go here. Song requests. Quaitos. Not holding up Stub for Discovery. Well, so we thought seized and took the Discovery. The Discovery was gone. My apologies. This was gone, I think. Or was it? No, the Discovery wasn't gone, right? No Dredgers. Yeah, I guess you're maybe not worried about the Discovery. Oh no, Discord bugged. Oh no. I hate when Discord bugs like that. Alright, we're good. Classic Discord. Alright, so we did hit a Stinkweed Imp, which means that if Tezzy has land 3, we get to resolve this Thrilling Discovery. We've already cast the Gaze, right? So these 3 cards are still in hand. So if there is... Is this something I can do? No, because I do it through Spotify, so just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, we're going for the Thrilling Discovery. It's going to get stubbed. Just hand over the stub. Oh, okay. I like this. Yeah, still have to stub it, and this gets all the stuff in the graveyard. Get the Amalgam in the graveyard, the extra Thug, which is pretty good. Not a bad play. I like that. It's probably better than getting your Thrilling Discovery discarded, because now you can go... I guess you still can't cast a Discovery, because you only have 1 card in hand, so you have to wait 2 turns to cast a Discovery. But I mean, if you look at Leche's hand, it's not looking too good here. So we did kind of assume that Dredge was going to be favored in this matchup. At least I assumed. Maybe the coolest thing about MH2 is that it killed Dredge. Yeah, sure. Oh, we haven't seen a ton of Dredge today. There was 1 Dredge deck that made top 8. There was 2 people that played it, but... Yeah, and the other thing is, like, if you look at the deck list, I don't think a lot of people had a ton of Graveyard Hate. So I think people just, like... I don't know if people expected to not play against Dredge, or if they just, you know, said, okay, whatever, that's fine, I just won't have a good matchup against Dredge, but... That'll do it. That's game 1. Now, let's go to sideboarding. Oh, what do we got here from our Shadow player? Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Shredder, and a Gust. Okay. This is a good hand from Shadow. Well, not so much now, but... Why no Jegantha? I don't know if they just forgot it, because nothing in the main deck, and the only card in the 75 that prevents Liliana, or prevents Jegantha, was the 1 Liliana in the sideboard, which you could just cut for the Jegantha, so I'm not sure. Alright, so we got a turn 2 Shredder here. Probably can't afford to hold up Gust here. You gotta get a threat in play, so. Drop Jagata for Lily. Yeah, I guess that's, like, worth it for the mirror match, but I don't know. Jagata's pretty good in the mirror, too, right? It's just an extra resource, you know? I remember that, Emperor. I remember that. Resolving thrilling discovery. No treacherous. Okay, alright. So you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. They shouldn't tap out here. I mean, I think you just have to get a threat in play. It's tough here because do you gamble with the Thought Scour? Probably not, right? Yeah, you probably don't gamble with the Thought Scour. Yeah, so it looks like the Dredge player kept the hand based on the strength of this Leyline of Sanctity, which may or may not be good. We'll have to see. I mean, it is bricking one of the Thoughtseize in the hand of the Shadow player, so it's at least doing something. And we'll have to see, if the Dredge player can kind of establish, a little bit more stuff here. You may have Grid Bros. You may have. All right, are we hardcasting? Oh yeah. Okay, it might be fine for the Shadow player after all, huh? Should have bubbled self to see if you can scour. Well, the issue with that is if you bubble yourself and see a land, if you see a land, you have to scour your opponent, which you never want to do. I'm never scouring the Dredge player in the spot, so yeah. There's also a ley line, so yeah, you couldn't even do that. The ley line is preventing us from making a sketchy play. You love to see it. Would have loved to see a Gurmag Angler here, but I mean, I don't know. It's not the worst spot to be in. You do have a couple of counter spells. If you Thought Scour into land number 4, you get to hold up double counter spell, which is not too bad. Yeah, unfortunately, Dredges is winning the damage race. We need a bigger threat. We need a Shadow, we need a Gurmag, something along those lines. Because the Shredder is not going to go the distance. Definitely need another threat here for our Shadow player. See, maybe there's been a card draw spell drawn for Tezzy. Maybe we're hardcasting Stinkweed Imp, which honestly, Stinkweed Imp doesn't even line up that bad, right? Like you can't. There's not much going on here. You can't even attack with the Shredder at that point. But should Drown plus Scour this turn? Yeah, just to get a counter on the Shredder. All right, probably going to drown this. Yeah, not too bad. Oh yeah, thank you. Good looks, good looks. No, Dredge 1 game 1, right? Yeah, Dredge 1 game 1. No, I can't type. Thank you. Dredge is up a game. I forget that it's not like MTG Bot where it updates it automatically. Okay, land 4 here. Now the question is, do you hold up double counterspell? Do you play Shadow? I think you probably have to play the Shadow here. That makes a lot of sense. So you can go Shadow, hold up Gust, and Drown. Pretty good. Yeah, and it does look like that Tezzy kept the hand on the strength of this ley line, which there are a certain, a decent number of games where leyline is going to be quite powerful, and we saw that it did blank one of Spicy's cards at hand. It blanked the Thoughtseize, but, it wasn't quite enough here because the rest of the draw was just so, just so mopey. So Shadow should be able to clean things up pretty nicely. We still have the Drown for another counterspell. Now, I will say, currently you can't drown the Ox, but if you were to find a removal spell or a way to put a card, I guess basically just a removal spell for the Narcomoeba, but then you could drown the Ox. So I would assume you want to hit, like, if we kept in Fatal Push, you can go Iteration, push the Narcomoeba, loot with Shredder, play land, crack fetch, attack with both, and then have drawn up for the Ox. Why is the hand so blurry but the rest of the cards aren't? Because the hand is being done through screen share. And the hand is being shown through screen share, and I'm watching the game on Magic Online, so it's just different. But yeah, Discord screen share is not the best sometimes. Not the best. Oh, right, the gemstone has one counter. Right, so if you tap the gemstone for mana to cast the Ox, that puts a 5th card in the graveyard. Very good point. Yeah, you're right. Can let Ox resolve and kill the Ox afterwards. Well, that's dicey if there's a Dredger discarded and you flip over Creeping Shell, right? So, like, if there's a Dredger in hand and you just flip over Creeping Shell, so... Just buy Nitro Joling. You love to see it. Thoughtsseizing ourself. I wonder... Do we have lethal? There's only 11, right? This is risky, right? Because now you go to 1 and cast the Ox. Was the Ox bottomed? Oh, the Ox must have been bottomed. I did not notice that. Wait. They put the Ox on top. What am I missing? They put the Ox on top. They fetch strong? I'm confused, though. If you put the Ox on top, couldn't you just cast it? What am I missing? There's a Shredder in play? I'm so confused. I don't... What are you saying? What am I missing? Shredder is lethal? Oh, yeah, maybe no Dredger. Sure. Yeah, I guess they have a Dredger. Because I'm saying if they had a Dredger in hand, they would just need to hit a Creeping Shell. But, yeah, probably no Dredgers in hand. That makes more sense. All right, game 3 of the finals. Let me change the record overlay. Another Leyline. No Thoughtseize here, though. So Leyline's not doing a ton against this hand. We do have a couple of counter spells. Negate. Classic modern staple negate. Thoughtscour really needs to find land number 2 here, though. It's also really awkward that you have to counter the Discovery and you can't cast the Thoughtscour here. Kind of messes with your mana a little bit, so... Just naturally drawing a land here is really good for Leche. There you go. There's the land. We have a game chat. The question is, do you play the Shredder? I think you don't, right? I think you probably can't gamble. Silver Smote Ghoul. Alright. Hardcast Silver Smoke Ghoul. Angler would be nice here. Another Drown. So we can go Iteration, try to hit a land for a Thoughtscour. Okay, we're gaming. We hit a Bauble and a Bauble. Okay. A Bauble and a Bauble. And a Bauble. Can't bobble you. Gotta bobble me. So many bubbles. So many bubbles. You want to imagine the pile is bobble, bobble, bobble. Bobble! Like the new schematic baubles. I opened one of those last night. They look pretty cool. Alright, what do we find here? A land and a Gurmag Angler would have been nice. We got a land and a stub. Not exactly what we're looking for. Gonna go Shredder Bauble. So we can now hold up stub. I mean, honestly, at this point, you probably have to play the Shadow. Because, like, your soft stub is not going to do anything against 4 mana, right? Yeah, a lot of lands for the Dredge player. I assume you probably just play the Shadow here because you're not stubbing anything on, you're not stubbing anything on 4 mana. So, might as well just get to play the Shadow here, get another threat in play. Because you have to end this game pretty quickly. The Dredge deck is stumbling, but you don't want to give them infinite time, so... And all it takes here is a draw spell, especially if Tizzy has a Dredger in hand. You can see something like maybe land Oxyvagonus to get some fireworks started. We got something. This looks like Cathartic Reunion, chat. This looks like Cathartic. Going to pay costs. PogChamp Cathartic? Are we not casting it, though? Maybe you want to attack with the Ghoul first? Okay, interesting. I wonder why we attack with the Ghoul first. Two Dredgers. Okay, Brick on the first. Two Meebas and a Chill on the second one. So the Chill is going to get back the Silver Smoke Golem. We have two blockers. That's going to be tough for Shadow to beat. But why the attack? I don't know. I wonder if you're thinking about hitting, like, Conflagrate, and you want to attack first to not give Spicy the information about the Conflagrate. Because, like, if you cast Cathartic first, but I guess then you could also just Brick on the Creeping Chill and not get back the Silver Smoke. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, right? If they had Dark Blast. Oh, right, Dark Blast. But then the Shredder can just loot and discard a spell to not die to the Dark Blast, right? They don't kill Shredder, because the Dark Blast is the second spell. So, like, you just don't even cast the Dark Blast here, because you don't want to give the Shredder a loot, right? Double Drown. Not quite lethal. Attacking with everything, which probably forces us in a spot where we have to drown the Silver Smoke Ghoul. I guess you could maybe go to 1. Now, I will say, there are two copies of Temur Battle Rage. Let me take a look at Eric's deck list here. I want to say there were 2 Battle Rages. No, Eric was the player who did not play Battle Rage. There was the other 2 players I believe did. Eric is the one player who did not play Battle Rage. So there are no Battle Rages in the deck. Just take 9 Giga Chad. So, with no copies of Battle Rage, this gets pretty interesting. Only setting with the Ghoul. Question is, do you drown this? Probably? Like, do you want to just go in range of 1 Chill? I feel like you probably have to take this. It's close, though. Because I'm thinking that if you take this, you can double drown the Meeba, trigger Shredder, and you have lethal with a Shock Land. Not a fetch, though, because you can't fetch Shock at 3 life. So maybe that's worse. Oh, you have the Steam Fence in hand. Yeah, okay. I think I like taking this. Right? I think I like taking this. Because you just go go to 3. You have a counter spell to stop the... Oh, well, here's the issue, right? If you end step both of the drowns, they can respond in Otherworldly Gaze and get 3 looks at a Chill. So that's the issue, right? That's the issue. Because if you fire off both drowns and the Meebas, then they just instantaneously just, like, respond Gaze, hit Chill, you're dead. But they have a Thug in hand? I believe so. So, counter this... Not lethal, though, right? Not quite. You counter this, you still have to contend with the 2 Meebas. But I guess you're still going to have the stub up next turn, right? Is it not playing enough Dredgers? I don't know how many it's playing. I think it's playing 8? Or no. I think it's playing 11. I think there was 3 Dark Blasts. I'll take a look after, but... So we get a Chump Block here, take 2, go to 10. A Shadow is a decent draw. Because now you can go... Oh, yeah, you can just go Shadow, hold up, Stub, and Negate. Now they get the Dredge Imp. True. But you can't really afford to trade the Imp for the Shadow, though, right? 1 Chill. I don't think we're dead to 1 Chill. God, this is so tense. Because now, if you play the Shadow, you're dead to a removal spell, right? play the excuse me, you play the Stinkweed Imp. So you play the Stinkweed Imp, and then if I guess it would have to be a Drown. Yeah. No, that's not true. You could Fatal Push the Amoeba. Right, Fatal Push Amoeba still... Oh, no, it's only 12. It's only 12. Right, it's only 12. This is a really tight game. Very, very tight game. Not playing the Stinkweed Imp. Interesting. I guess there's another Imp in the graveyard? Oh my god, did we just find lethal? Play Bobble, hold priority, stub the Bobble, discard negate, attack, block Shadow, take 13? No way. No way! Oh! Now there is the Otherworldly Gaze. There is the Otherworldly Gaze, which could hit a Narcomoeba or... No, we should have discarded the... No! Discard the Iteration, right? If you discard the Iteration, negate the yeah, you discard Iteration, and then you could just negate the Otherworldly Gaze, right? Oh, no. Oh, I guess the Ghoul can draw too. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the Ghoul can draw too. I think the play was to Dredge Thug and cast it. Yeah, I guess if you Dredge Thug, you can Thug plus Otherworldly Gaze. That's a good point, yeah. This has been a sick game. This is, I didn't think this match was going to be this entertaining, but I think this has been a pretty good match. Yeah, it's best of 3. Alright, so... And we hit an Aether Gust, but Aether Gust can't counter the Otherworldly Gaze. Man. What a tense game. So now you can Otherworldly Gaze to get 3 looks, and then you can sack Ghoul to get 5 more, so you get 8 looks at a chill. Alright, are we going to hit the chill? Drum roll. Oh, the chill for game! That is it! Wow, what a match. What a match. My goodness. That was intense. That was intense. Whew. Crazy, crazy match. Thanks, out stub. Well, the stub wouldn't have mattered, right? Because even if you counterspell, even if you keep a counterspell, you can't counterspell the Sacrifice Silver Smoke Ghoul. Like, it wouldn't have mattered, right? The negate discarded, it didn't matter. They sacrificed Silver Smoke Ghoul. The counterspell didn't matter. He had Dark Blast in hand? Oh, so even if he bricks, well, I guess no, that's not true, though, because if you brick off the Ghoul, you can, if you keep the counterspell, if you brick off Ghoul and they go for Dark Blast, then you just counter the Dark Blast, right? I guess double Dark Blast? Well, no, because double Dark Blast triggers Shredder, right? So you counter the first Dark Blast, the second one resolves, but you get +1 here, -1 here, it's the same amount of damage, right?
And that will do it. We have concluded the first ever Pure Modern tournament ran on the Twitch channel. I had an absolute blast covering the event. There was, as we talked about, so many exciting moments, especially in that finals there, that sweat towards the end with the Creeping Chill and whether or not we were going to hit the Creeping Chill. I mean, it was pretty likely given the number of cards in library, but it was still a sweat nonetheless. As far as the metagame breakdown, there was a decent number of Shadow, a couple of Dredge decks, couple of Amulet decks, most of what I expected, humans as well. Then there was some fringe players. We saw the Temur Delver deck, we saw the Abzan Company deck, those were pretty sweet. So overall, I had an absolute blast. This one, be sure to let me know what you guys thought of the event, of the deck list, just any thoughts in general on this new format. I might make it a monthly thing, so we'll have to see, if the response is good. Maybe we'll have another tournament, and maybe you might be able to play in the next event. Head over to the Twitch channel, and with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.